My mummy says I'm a miracle for going to see Matilda the musical at the Cambridge Theatre in London's West End.
Never again will she get the best of me. Never again will she take away my freedom. And we won't forget the day we fought for the right to be a little bit naughty. Never again will the joking go.
Friday 13th of June 2014, I went to see Matilda the musical at the Cambridge Theatre. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. There are a few moments in it that I want to talk to you guys about and want to share my experience with you. It was my first time seeing the show. I went on Friday 13th, which is supposed to be an unlucky day, but I was lucky. I got myself a £20 ticket in the upper circle for Matilda. The seat itself, the theatre's actually really small, so you can see everything that's going on around you. If you think you're paying for a bad seat in the upper circle, you're not. The view is fantastic. I really enjoy Matilda, that's all I'm going to say from this point of view. For those of you who don't know what the story of Matilda is, Matilda's about this baby who's been born and the parents don't really want her, so they name her Matilda, but the dad thinks she keeps calling her a boy all the time, and then they end up sending her to this school where this evil headmistress is, and that's all I'm going to pretty much point out to you guys. You will have to go see the show for yourself at the Cambridge Theatre. It was really good. I liked it. It was definitely better than Charlie and Chocolate Factory, definitely. There's not really much of a similarity to Matilda and Charlie, but all I'm going to say is Matilda was better, and I wouldn't even bother with Charlie and Chocolate Factory anymore. I would just stick with Matilda because it's fantastic. Alex Dormound played Miss Trunchbull, and he was really good. He was really creepy. He gave a really evil headmistress look, like you would not want to mess with the headmistress, and even from the upper circle you could see his mould from the upper circle, and the way the character was presented was fantastic. I loved his bit bottom back and the coat he was wearing, which I thought, and the costumes were just incredible, especially Miss Trunchbull's. Miss Trunchbull for Alex Dormound, I'm going to say, was fantastic. He really does make it his own, because I've never seen the movie Matilda. He gives makes Miss Trunchbull his own, which I think is fantastic. He has a fantastic voice as well, and I really enjoyed his performance of Miss Trunchbull. We had an understudy that day for Rudolpho, who is the dance partner to Miss Mermaid, and his name is David Rudin, and we have the understudy, as you can tell from the understudy slip here. And he was fantastic. I always give understudies the chance, because understudies are amazing. I love them. Even when you've got to see someone famous, you end up seeing the understudy would be 10 times better. But the understudy was brilliant from Rodolfo. He had great flexibility in himself, and you could tell he's trained really hard just to get the dance moves right and everything. And Matilda's parents are basically trying to win this competition, and Miss Woman ends up finding out she's pregnant with Matilda, and the competition goes meh, which is why they hate her for so many years. And then at the end of that 2 weeks, this isn't really a spoiler or anything, we find out that she has powers which she can make things move or cause the bit where she done the powers reminded me of Elphaba's spell she does in Wicked, with when she goes na 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 na, and then all the students fly. That's what the scene in Matilda reminded me of, when Matilda was using her powers on the school. It reminds me so much of that scene from Wicked. That's all I was thinking about at the time. I know I should have just been focusing on Matilda, but the scene with Matilda and the powers just reminded me a bit of Elphaba and the student powers. Yes, that's what it reminded me of. I don't know who I had for Matilda that day, but whoever it was, she was fantastic, little star. And her voice was so sweet. She gave it her all. Miss Wormwood, she was played by Kay Murphy, who is Matilda's mum, and she hates Matilda in the show for being born on the day of a dance competition, which is the reason why Matilda's parents hate her. And Mr. Trunchbull didn't even know she was pregnant with Matilda until the doctor told her in the start of the show. The start of the show really reminds me of Wicked. I know I should not compare Matilda to Wicked, but you know the bit where Miss Wormwood gives birth, it really did remind me of the scene where Elphaba's mother gives birth to Elphaba, and the father dismisses her, which is what Matilda's dad done as well to Matilda. So I could sort of tell the similarity there between the two shows. But Matilda, I'm gonna say with Matilda and Wicked, I was just thinking of those two shows during those scenes, the power scene and the baby scene. I was thinking of Wicked while watching Matilda too. I know I should not have, but I just can't help but think of those scenes. Anyway, Kay Murphy was fantastic as Miss Wormwood. Her acting presence was really good. When she sang around, I'm gonna say, this is what I mentioned, she looked tired during Loud, but at the same time it looked like she was having so much fun. But I know she's probably been doing the show for over a year, so I can really see her reasons for being a bit tired. But Loud is a really hard number to do, and it looked really hard watching it live. From the cast recording, it sounds amazing loud, but from the actual dance, while trying to sing it, it looked like she was not struggling, but sort of like getting a bit tired. At the same time, it looks like it was rushed loud. I'm gonna say it for that day on June 13th, 2014, Loud was rushed a bit for me. And that's the only sort of thing I like to complain about. But Kay Murphy was fantastic as Miss Wormwood. She was really evil, and she was the stepmother. She was the mother you do not want to mess with, same as Alex Stormont with Miss Trunchbull. And then for Miss Wormwood, we had James Clyde, who was really good. He was really funny, and I really liked his performance, and that's all I'm going to say for James Clyde. Yes, and Hayley Flaherty as Miss Honey. She was so sweet in her role. You could tell she was a motherly, sort of loving character. She was just so sweet in the role. You could believe her in the role of Miss Honey. She was fantastic. Even I felt sorry for her in some scenes, which I won't spoil for you. I loved each and every minute of her performance. I thought it was sweet, but I did enjoy her performance as Miss Honey and Matilda. The next person who I want to talk to you guys about is, the dream sequences. No, the bits where Matilda's telling stories to the librarian. The librarian as well, she was fantastic. I can't remember her name now, but the librarian was brilliant. And the scenes, the little dream sequences, were just amazing set-wise. I mean, the amazing puppetry and the creepy, dark, red sky sort of thing was really cool. It also felt, Matilda to me also felt a bit like a horror film as well, which was really creepy, you know. I just felt really creeped out by some bits in Matilda, which I thought was a bit scary for these two young children sitting in front of me. But at the same time, they seemed to be enjoying it as well, and some people were even having the songs. Like when Naughty came on, I was just humming to it, and especially Revolting Children, which was performed brilliantly. For me, that's gonna have to be another amazing musical theatre number, Revolting Children. It's just done so brilliantly. The kid who played Bruce was incredible in his role, and he could sing really well. Set wise, I wanted to talk to you guys about the stage, and as soon as you walk in, all these letters are just flying around, making an arch around the stage, which is so amazing. I really want that in my room around here, you know, all the letters and everything just flying from the arches in my room. It was just so imaginative. I mean, the stage and everything was so cool. In the dark scenes, it was like really creepy when we turned all the letters into different colours and everything. I loved the show so much, it was awesome. Definitely see it again. I would definitely like pay £18 again just to see Matilda. Yeah, the stage was brilliant. Plus, when it tours as well, it's gonna have to obviously downsize to get into theatres, but as I said, I just recently been to see Cats, and I think Matilda could pull a few strings in order to make it tourabilize, and I can see the touring set date being like 2017 to 2018 or 2019. I can see that being set out for Matilda when it goes on tour, or perhaps in a few years' time when the show's like 15 or something, they'll bring it out on the road like Lion King, and then it will just break even more box office records. I mean, the show's even a box office breaker, even in America, on Broadway, London, and it's still on tour in the US at the end of this year as well. But I think with a few tweaks, Matilda could go full size if it visits the main UK houses. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my review on the amazing Matilda the Musical. I will see you guys very soon. Have an amazing evening, and see you soon.